What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Today I want to address the Kevin Dineen getting fired rumors after the Panthers lose yet another one. I don't like the Dineen's on the hot seat, but it's the nature of the beast in the NHL. 2 years ago I was pushing him as one of the best coaches in hockey. I really like him as a coach, but it's a raw deal. The team struggled. You look at what he did his first year in Florida, it was amazing, and then the last year and change for the last 65 games called between the lockout and this season. It's just been a one downhill movement after another. And the Tim Thomas, A, bringing him in as that distraction, and B, having him get hurt wasn't great. Young players haven't developed the way they thought they would. The ownership, the management, the coaching staff. And then the financial decisions by the organization. I don't get why you're overpaying second and third line guys and not going out and trying to get yourself, Zach Parise or a Thomas Vanek, a guy like that, preeminent guy in free agency. I don't understand the overpaying for mediocrity, because that's a great way to get yourself stuck in that rut of mediocrity. I just did a piece yesterday why they should trade Eric Branson. You look at that. You look at the makeup of this team. Something gotta, another shoe has to drop. The veterans, and I wouldn't be afraid to move some of the younger players. When is this all going to end in Florida? When is there going to be a concrete plan for rebuilding? I thought maybe 2 years ago they set the framework up where they had a good team in place that could allow the younger guys to develop and then eventually develop into a real legitimate contender. But, that hasn't been the case. And, I'm not advocating firing Dineen, but supposedly there's a couple of rumors on Twitter that he's going to get fired and Peter Laviolette's going to take over. I like Laviolette as a coach as well. I don't think he should have got fired in Philly. Or if they were going to fire him in Philly, they should have fired him last season instead of 3 games into this one. And, it's not fair to him or Berube in Philly for that matter. But that's another issue entirely. I'm advocating don't fire Kevin Dineen. But, you never know with the NHL. It's just the coaches are always the fall guy. There's no real leadership in the Panthers locker room. Jovanovski's been hurt, so whatever he's preaching was kind of falling on deaf ears. No one's really developed into that that guy, and they haven't developed a stud forward. At any point in their organization, they've had one legitimate stud forward. That was Bore, and that they traded him 10 years ago, actually 11 years ago. And that's just that they haven't had a legitimate scoring threat since. And I was advocating them sign up Parise last off season, but that they didn't even try. The year before, after allocating all those money to okay players, you need a stud. If you saw my piece a couple weeks ago on the possibly them bringing in Vanek and Lundqvist as like a heist. Maybe that happens, but I'll see what happens. But anyway, there's an old saying. There's 2 old sayings my dad always told me. One, potential is a fancy French word for hasn't done shit. And the other thing is, for coaches that have bad teams, you can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit. And I'm not referring to the Florida Panthers as chicken shit, but let's call it what it is. They're a team with a lot of good players, but no real great players. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Bukestad, Huberdeau, Barkov, Branson, Markstrom, maybe they all turn into the next Pittsburgh Penguins core nucleus. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's all this episode of the Power Play with CJ on the Kevin Dineen getting fired rumors. Stay tuned for episodes for the season and beyond. Later, guys.